Before we start today's video, I want to ask you a question. What do you get when you mix a Nigerian prince without money, a team with financial troubles, and a driver that doesn't speak English? Well, the answer is a disaster of a season with only 1 point scored and 22 combined retirements. I'm talking about the Arrows A20. It was Arrows' car for the 1999 Formula 1 season, and it was shaping up to be quite a difficult one for Arrows. In fact, these troubles have been brewing for quite some time. Arrows has never been the most successful of teams. In fact, it's known to be a team with a huge amount of races without a single win. They'd also become known as something of a midfield survivor team. That's because Arrows never had much continuity in terms of drivers, sponsors or engine deals, but it always did well enough to come up with well presented and competitive machines. But all of this more or less came to an end after 1995, when Footwork, with which Arrows had been working together for 5 years, pulled out and left Arrows with financial issues. The team then changed owners, and somehow managed to sign world champion Damon Hill, who nearly brought the team their first victory at Hungary in 1997. This was also a time when electronics company Danke sponsored the team, bringing in much needed funds. But after 1998, troubles came. Damon Hill had long since left the team, and after the 1998 season, the Danke sponsorship also ended. Combine that with the fact that the A20 was more or less a development of the lackluster A19 from the previous year, you start to get the idea of why Arrows found itself in difficult waters. Even more trouble came in the form of the engines. For the 1998 season, Arrows had decided to run Hart engines. Hart had previously powered Haas, Jordan, Minardi and even Footwork, so it was a reasonable choice. But things took a turn for the worse when Arrows' new team principal, Tom Walkinshaw, made the unusual decision to buy out Hart, making Arrows the first F1 team to build their own engines since BRM in 1997. There was just one slight problem with this idea. The resources needed to build fast and reliable engines simply weren't there, so what Arrows ended up with was a slow, dated car with bad engines. Nevertheless, Arrows attracted the attention of a Nigerian prince by the name of Malik Ado Ibrahim. Ibrahim bought a 25% share in the team, a deal which allowed him to put his T- brand on the car for most of the season. Team boss Walkinshaw thought that this would be the financial break Arrows had been looking for, and this resulted in Mika Salo leaving the team. Pedro Della Rosa filled one seat because he brought in sponsorship money from Repsol. That left the other seat unfilled. And because Walkinshaw thought Ibrahim would supply money, he brought in former Tyrrell driver Toranosuke Takagi. Firstly, because Takagi also brought money from Pia, and secondly, because Walkinshaw assumed the T- money would allow him to do away with a more expensive driver like Salo in favour of the less expensive Japanese driver. There was just one slight problem with this setup. Ibrahim never brought in any money. In the words of an unnamed Arrows employee, the T- brand has brought in absolutely no money over the year, and he stated it was simply a dream in the prince's head and nothing materialized. So, with all of these terrible components in place, Arrows was set for a miserable season. The only positive came at the season opener in Australia. Only 8 out of 22 cars made it to the finish in that race, and 2 of them were Della Rosa and Takagi, finishing 6th and 7th respectively. This 1 point for Della Rosa prevented Arrows from finishing last in the Constructors' Championship that year. The rest of the season was rather less optimistic. The cars retired more often than not, and while Della Rosa showed promise, the same could not be said for Takagi. He left at the end of the season, and one of the main reasons for this was the fact that he couldn't speak proper English, which is kinda difficult in the British F1 team. He was replaced by Dutchman Jos Verstappen for the 2000 season. This next season proved to be a lot more promising. A new engine and sponsorship arrived with Supertech in orange. Remarkably, the car consistently had some of the highest straight line speed of any car during the 2000 season. The same could not be said for the 1999 season though. A combination of a lack of funds, engine troubles, and a prince who never delivered led to a disaster for Arrows. The next 2 seasons were slightly better, but for the choice for Cosworth engines led to the team's downfall, running out of money halfway throughout the season. Hi guys, thank you for watching this video on the Arrows A20. A short one. I know it's a little bit shorter than what you're used to from me, but I wanted to give you a video, even it's still Christmas, you know. But I thought, hey, a short and sweet video might be a cool Christmas present. So normal servers will resume soon, but this was just a quick video just in time for Christmas. Just wanna wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well while I'm at it. Thank you for watching.